And this is something that's really frosting my cookies. President Trump at a recent press conference was talking about how he was going to take advantage of his war powers, which he does have, in the Defense Production Act, which was put into place back during the Korean War to streamline the manufacture of necessary goods. He said that he would be able to use this act. He has not done so because the head of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and a bunch of corporate CEOs are very upset about the idea of using the government, heavy-handed big government and directives to direct how things are getting produced and manufactured in the U.S.
Okay, see, now that's foolish that they're actually going along with that. Like, we need those ventilators. We only got 60,000.
The ventilators. We need the masks. We need the gloves. And I'm going to put this to you very simply. The CEO of CVS, another big corporation, they are working with governments to put in drive-through testing, but what's getting slowed down is the lack of protective equipment.
Wow.
So, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, big boy CEOs, big girl CEOs. Here's one of your fellow CEOs basically saying, hey, his efforts to be of public service at this point are being hamstrung by a lack of protective equipment.
Wow.
So is the issue that like everyone's too focused on ventilators and just that's it?
The issue is that you've got a bunch of different companies, independent companies, that are making their own decisions rather than following a directive from what is supposed to be, the federal government. One would like to think that the federal government could coordinate things and say, okay, we need to allocate this many factories to producing masks, and these to face shields, and these to goggles, and these to ventilators. And at this point, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and other CEOs are saying, oh, we don't want the government telling us what to do here. Now, granted, I'm not real pleased with the federal government at this point, but there needs to be some coordination. And we're going to get into this later on with some of my other stories, that at this point, there's a resistance to any kind of federal level coordination. And, they just want to go off and do their own thing, not because I think that they can do it better, but that they're using anti-government rhetoric to justify not wanting this kind of directive. And as we
when it's convenient for them anyway, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yes,
when
exactly.
it comes to like denying women the right to choose, they are all about big government.
Well, yeah, but as we said, the head of CVS is saying, yeah, we want to help with drive-through testing, but we can't protect the workers because they don't have the equipment.
Well, this seems like an unsolvable conundrum. Maybe people in the future will figure it out. But I mean, this is like you said, it's like everyone's like, oh, socialism's bad, except when it's not, which is usually when capitalism fails. And here we have a situation where capitalism failing because there's a lot of independent people, like you pointed out, that are each making their own thing on their own time in their own way based on their own cost models, I'm sure. And no one's sitting back and going, hey, if the federal government orchestrated this, we would have at least somewhat of a symphony that would at least have some coordination and do better at doing this better than what we have now, which to me seems like a rather reasonable train of thought.
Again, a crisis.
This is just, it's shameful. It's absolutely shameful.